Welcome to this exclusive London Games Festival video featuring Botany Manor. My name is Laura DeMay and I'm the creative director and programmer of the game. In this video I'm going to play through the first two puzzles of the game, and without further ado, let's start. Okay, so I'm going to start a new game, of course. So that was a little intro to show that it's 1890 and you are in Somerset. Right, so game's teaching me how to walk forward. And I can see something shiny over there, so I'm going to have a look. Okay, so this is a letter from the groundskeeper. Lady Arabella, we're so happy to have you back at Botany Manor. I hope you had a lovely trip. In your absence, I'm afraid some things in the manor have deteriorated, though I can assure you we tried our best to keep things in order. I hope it doesn't affect your research too much today. Bennett. And then there's a parcel for me to collect, which I will do. Parcel addressed to me, and obviously the player is put in the shoes of Arabella Green. And she lives in Botany Manor in Somerset. So I seem to have received some sort of book, a herbarium, which I know is a book where they compile all sorts of different plants and leaf cuttings, things like that. So, dear Arabella Green, thank you once again for submitting your book proposal, Forgotten Flora. Please send this empty herbarium back to us once you have completed your research, and we'll be in touch with a potential offer. Sincerely, Mayflower Publishing House. So this is kind of the main goal of the game, really, to go and fill this book by solving puzzles and eventually send it back to the publisher. But before I continue, I'm going to lower my camera sensitivity a little bit. Okay. Yep, all set. Oh, and I also think... yeah. I'm going to turn that off. Okay, this all looks good. Alright, let me open the doors. Nice, so I seem to find myself in some sort of big conservatory. And it's very, as you can see, it's very dense air, like very smoky and a bit of a dirty feel. Like also the windows are covered in black smog. So hopefully we can resolve that. And I can see something shiny here again, and I'm going to interact with that. So I seem to have found my first seed packet for the windmill wort. So I want to grow the windmill wort to filter the smoggy air in my conservatory, but I'll need to research its temperature requirements first. So there we go, we have found a way to get rid of this smog in my conservatory. Right, let me close my book. And there's a little hint here, potting instructions telling me exactly how to continue, which is nice. So let me scoop some soil, then add a little seed, and then I'm going to add water. Yay! Now we have a tiny seedling. Okay, well, I'm going to place this back because I'm not quite sure yet what to do with it. So let me look around a little bit first. And let me just check everything else. Maybe lower my sensitivity a little bit more, just for, yeah, a bit of a smooth experience. Okay. That's actually something I need to write down. Okay, so we have some posters hanging up here, so I'm going to inspect them because I'm sure they're going to tell me a little bit more. And yes, so this poster mentions the windmillwort, which is the flower that I'm trying to grow, and I can see that it is a volcanic flower. And now the game's asking me to open my herbarium, and it's giving me a little hint. Important clues get added to the herbarium where you can assign them to plants. If you're stuck, tracking clues can help you organize and validate your research. So that probably means I can add this to the plant to keep track that this was important for the windmillwort. Alright, clue number 2. Ideal soil temperatures for Mediterranean wildflowers. So I know the windmillwort is a volcanic flower, but I don't know where it is located yet, so I'm not quite sure which of these temperatures it would be. So oh, I need to sneeze. Okay, so let's keep going. So there is some sort of contraption here, a heat vent that I can open. So I assume I'm going to be able to then expose the plant to the right temperature. So, postcard from Marian. Dearest Arabella, on my hike I came across the windmillwort, a flower that only grows in Sicily. Some locals told me the flower has air purifying qualities, but due to its bespoke temperature requirements the plant rarely blooms. Maybe the flower could help with the smog pollution in your conservatory. Your friend and peer, Marianne. Aha, so now I have figured out that the flower grows in Sicily. Let me just check this one first. This is the Somerset Gazette. Somerset falls victim to industrial smog. So that explains why my conservatory is so full of smog. Let me check that poster again, because now I know all of the information. So it is a volcanic flower from Sicily, so that means we need to expose it to 60 degrees Celsius, which is very hot, but that makes sense because it's a volcanic flower and volcanoes are pretty hot. So I'm going to place my plant on the saucer, and then I will adapt the temperature here to 60. Perfect. And see what happens. Yay, I did it. Oh, I see. And now it's clearing the fog, the smog. Well, also the fog. Windmillwort naturally grows in volcanic soil, which is why it requires a soil temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. The bud contains air purifying qualities, so the flower can filter its environment from dense smog. Oh, and I haven't actually added the other clues in. Nice, so that is now one plant complete. And now everything is clear and clean. Yeah, I feel like I can breathe again. Perfect. Alright, so now that the smog is gone, this door has revealed. So I assume I can go outside now. Yes! And I seem like I am in some sort of little garden. So I'm going to have a look around. Oh, there's a bench and I can sit on it. Amazing. But no time for sitting, I need to grow more plants, so I'm going to keep going. Have a look at this clue over here, drawing from nature. So yeah, I seem to be a character who loves drawing and painting. But for now, let's just keep going, because we're focusing on our work, on our herbarium that we need to complete so that we can send it to the publisher. Oh, and I seem to be able to sprint, so let's try that. Okay, that was quite fast. I'm going to walk again. Ooh. Alright, I think that's where I need to go next. So how do we get there? That's the question. Oh, there's a door. Ah, it's locked. Okay, well, I will need to find, I assume, some sort of key. So let me keep looking around. There's a little extra path. Look at this building. This is the gatehouse. So this is technically the main point of entrance to the estate. So let's have a look and see what's in here. Botany Manor, home of the Green family. That's me. This is where I live. Here's a little note. From the desk of Arabella Green. I'm currently busy researching. Please leave all deliveries in the gatehouse and ring the bell. So I imagine that people can come by at any point and ring the bell to tell me that they have dropped something off. So maybe later in the game some parcels will be delivered. Okay, just found a key for the entrance garden, and that's what I need, isn't it? Because I need to get into that garden. Right? So now that I have the key, I can go and open that door. And then hopefully I'll be able to get inside the manor. Big house. No, this is it. This is the manor. Before I go in, I'm going to have a little look around. There's another bench. Nice. A walking stick. That tells me that the character is probably on the older side, or maybe has some sort of injury. They need a stick to walk and get around. And then I found a letter from Eleanor. My dear friend, good luck on your trip. I would have loved to join you like in our younger days. Ah, there we go. So she is in her older days. But your tales about the trip will suffice when we next meet. I will never forget the Maria Jackson passage you once highlighted to me. In examining plates, you take the authority of others, whereas in botany, as in all other things, we can make little progress if we do not see for ourselves. Well, now you must travel and see some interesting specimens for yourself. I am inspired and look forward to hearing all about it. Your friend always, Eleanor. That's very nice of Eleanor to write me. Okay, let's keep having a look around. What's over here? Let me open this door. Oh, an orchard. I don't seem to be able to get in there. At least I don't have a key yet, but maybe I will find that one later. Right, let's have another look around, see that I haven't forgotten anything before I go inside the manor. It's another door. Locked. Okay. So this area is the long hedgerow. Basically something that was quite common in these old manor estates. A really long patch of grass with flowers left and right and hedges sort of guarding off the area. And with a view onto the manor as well. Okay, Well, I think I've seen about everything now. There's a little bit of a view over here, but I can't get there, so I'm just gonna go inside. I've looked around enough. So let's see what's over here. Ah, okay, a potting bench. But I only have the windmillwort seed, so I probably need to find a new seed first. Oh, this is a little tiny flower room where there's vases and saucers and pots, and basically this is where people would bring in cuts, flowers taken from the garden, and then here they would put the flowers in a vase so to not bring too much soil and petals inside the manor. Oh, and there's a letter here as well. Let's have a look. My dearest Arabella, I hope this letter finds you well as you settle for London on your important trip. The thought of you in the bustling city, working on your ambitions, both excites and worries me. Time has indeed passed, and yet your determination for your field remains inspiring to me. I never imagined all those years ago that we would be writing to each other in our 5th decade about such endeavours, so she is in her 50s. I look forward to hearing about your progress, and of course let me know how I can be of assistance upon your return. Your loving sister, Elizabeth. So far I have learned a few things about the character. I have learned that she is in her 50s. She has a sister called Elizabeth. She has some friends, and she loves painting and obviously botany and growing plants. Oh, and she likes ducks. So, some wellies. Alright. Ooh, and this is a new chapter now. Right. Survivors of adversity. 2 new plants added. Clue. Great Western Railway, Taunton to Olding Paddington, issued for return journey. First class, elderly discount applied. 9th of July, 1890. So she has taken a trip recently to London for, we're not quite sure yet why, but maybe we will find out later. And this is a family tree, and there she is, Arabella Mary Green. And there's her sister Elizabeth Ann Green, and her parents were called Augustus and Adelaide. And then we have Agnes as her aunt. So yeah, she's got quite a few family members. Lady Arabella Green, I'm pleased to let you know that your family tree is complete, carefully tracing the history of your lineage. As per your requests, I have altered the customary presentation, now displaying the maiden names of the ladies in your family rather than their current names acquired through marriage. Should you require any further adjustments or have additional inquiries, I remain at your service. Yours, Robert Hinchley, genealogist. So, instead of the married name, so for example, Elizabeth married Arthur Hopgood, so her name now would be Elizabeth Ann Hopgood, but instead they have opted for the original maiden name to be displayed, so Green, which is nice because it kind of preserves the name Green. I can see something shimmering, which means a new seed packet. So I found the seeds of the Fulguria. I came across the Fulguria when I was caught in a terrible thunderstorm. I'm interested to learn more about its growth requirements. Right. And there are some pictures here now. Blurry photograph. I purchased a new camera and flash lamp to document my flowers. The picture looks a little blurry though. I'll have to investigate the camera settings. Dark photograph. The picture is so dark, impossible to see the flowers. I can't believe how quickly I have run out of that incredibly expensive flash powder. And then we have the Goldilocks picture. This one seems to be good. Well lit photograph. I'm very pleased with this picture. It looks like I'm getting the hang of the camera. Alright, I see. So at this point she ran out of flash powder and the picture was too dark. There's a clue here as well. Arabella's parents. So this is Augustus and Adelaide. How nice. Right. Keep moving on. Right, so this is the dining room. And then here we have a collection of chemical powders with a flask that we can fill up. And oh, there's also a book here. The Art of Painting in Oil and Fresco. So yeah, she really likes to paint apparently. Right, so what else can we find that could be of use to point us to some more information about how we're going to grow this fulguria? There's a book here. Some ancient Celtic tribes practiced a coming of age ritual. This meant that when someone was considered old enough, it was time to prove themselves worthy of staying in the tribe. One of these rituals involved picking a flower in the woods, though not just any flower, of course. The gatherer had to find a fulguria, for this flower is known to only bloom during thunderstorms. Keeping a cool head while lightning flashes were striking left and right of you was considered the ultimate test of courage. Okay, so we have figured out that this flower grows in thunderstorms and we need to create some sort of flash for this plant to grow. So let me add that in my book. Folklore book. Photographs are probably related. Ooh, this is a picture of Arabella and Elizabeth. Okay. Then, what else can we find? How can we make a flash? Alright, not that way. Found a key to the back terrace, but I'm going to see if I can find some more information first. Lady Arabella, these past weeks I have been seeing a lot of bright flashes coming from the back room of your house. It scares my cows immensely as they think a storm must be coming. My milk production has taken a hit because of this, and if you enjoy fresh milk in your morning cup of tea, I would advise you to keep the flashes to a minimum. Right, so obviously there is some potential for a flash to be created. And then here we have flash powder, but it's empty. Bottle contains 57 grams of flash powder and it's made up from potassium and magnesium, 2:1 ratio. Alright, well I think that explains what we have to do with the chemicals, but then where do we put the flash powder? And my suspicion is that it will be here in the camera, where we can then create a bright flash for the plant. And then what is lying over here? Some spectacles and flash lamp manual. Your new lumen photographic flash lamp. Fill the container with flash powder, close the container, press the button connected to the camera and the lumen flash lamp and witness a bright flash. Alright, perfect, that's all we need. And I can now put these things, clues in the book. Okay, so now let's go and create this flash for the plant. So first we need magnesium, potassium, and another potassium. Perfect. And let's go and put that in the lamp. Okay, and I'll close the lamp as well so I don't forget. And then next, what we need obviously is a plant. We need a seedling to grow. Okay. Alright, so soil, seed, water it, and we can move on. Okay. And yeah, I have a nice spot to put that down. Right there. So hopefully this will work. Hey, it grew. The Fulguria only grows during thunderstorms, where the flashes of lightning provide the bright light the flower needs to bloom. Because of its dangerous growing conditions, not many people have witnessed its beauty. Alright, well, those were the first two plants in the game. And maybe I will have a look at the picture I've taken. But otherwise, this is where I will wrap up. And thank you so much for watching the video, and thanks so much to London Games Festival for featuring Botany Manor. And if you are interested in our game, check out the Steam page or wishlist the game, and hopefully you'll have a good time with the demo.